Hi friend, today we are going to be painting this whimsical little folk art inspired landscape. We are going to be working with a little bit with color theory. For some beginner watercolor techniques, we are using the Jane Blundell Color Mixing Set by Danielle Smith, my Etcher Everyday Sketchbook, and we will begin. I hope you guys enjoy and sit back and have some of this lovely art therapy. This art therapy is great for the soul, so if you're having a bad day, I hope this brightens it. Okay, we are going to begin. I am going to go ahead and let you look at the painting. And the setup is slightly different because I had to get a new ring light and it's hooked up to my cell phone now. So this is what it is. So I'll go ahead and let you look at it. And then I am going to go ahead and lighten it up. And we will begin painting. I'm going to go ahead and use a mixture of my Danielle Smith watercolor and my Danielle Smith gouache. So we will begin. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and begin with, I want to use some Paleo blue. Such a pretty color. It's a very strong color, but it's very pretty. And I am making sure I make enough of a mixture. Probably should have sprayed my paints down first, but I did not. But I'm going to go ahead and wet the sky. And I have a little bit of color, but that is fine. We're sticking with the idea. This is just to relax and have a little bit of art therapy. And we're going to use a little bit of color theory also in this. Some great watercolor beginner tips. I haven't had much chance to get out for plain April yet. It's been rainy and my town has been flooding. So I have not had a chance to here lately to be able to go out, and especially not for plain April. I was actually beginning to wonder if I was going to get flooded in or not. Anyhow, I figured it was about time. I've been really busy. I'm trying to open my Etsy shop. And the other thing I am going to be doing in the near future is offering Ko-fi. I am really excited about it, but it has really kept me busy. So I'm trying to think of ways where I don't have to work outside the home, where I can stay home and be able to stream, well, YouTube. And I'm trying to get enough. I really need a computer, guys. So I am hoping that things will go well for me and I will be able to. So in the future, I will be able to link it down below. I'm hoping in about, not this Saturday, but I'm hoping next Saturday to be able to launch it. I'm going to begin with the Etsy shop, and then hopefully within a week or two, then I will be able to also then do the Ko-fi. And the Ko-fi is going to be nice because it will be offering different videos. You guys will be anyone that wants to do a membership, there's going to be rewards and all that. From my understanding, it's kind of like the same thing as Patreon, but kind of different. So, and on there, I will be able to sell my products and stuff. So if anybody's interested in any like art prints, the other thing I want to offer on Etsy is like little worksheets where you can actually purchase the sketch, the color key that I use, and then the final painting. So this way you can follow along and have like a little worksheet set. And like those little like little work kits, I'm gonna offer them on Etsy for like $5. So they're gonna be really inexpensive, but I figured that would be a really awesome way to help support me and to help you folks out. So the next color we're going to do is we are going to make this into a green. But when we do it, we want to go with the colors we are using, because we are going to stick to a very limited palette. So we're going to go ahead and take some of this Phthalo blue. And I want to make sure we have enough. And we are going to mix it with quinacridone gold. And this is going to be make a very beautiful green color. Not quite there. My oldest is actually home for the weekend, so I'm very happy about that, and I'll be spending time with him as soon as I'm done with this video. So excited about that he is home for a few days. And who's excited about the eclipse coming up? I know I am. Does anybody have any plans for the eclipse? If you guys do, let me know down in the comments, because I know I am really excited about it. Just don't forget your safety glasses. Very important, folks. And even for your cell phones, make sure they have protective gear as well. So we're going ahead and just filling this in. And we are almost done with this Etcher sketchbook. So we will be testing out another one. I'm not sure what sketchbook we're going to try out and test, but I'm sure it will hopefully work out great. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take some of this straight quinacridone gold, and I am going to go ahead and just right on top, just putting that in while this is wet, and then blending it out. So this way it kind of has a gradient. Just going back and forth because I want it to look nice. And I totally forgot to tape off my pages, guys, so there will be no happy removing the tape today and no big reveal, but that's okay. Okay, so I love how that looks. Now we're just going to go ahead and let that dry. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and paint our roof. And for that, we're going to go ahead and make it dark. So on the color wheel, one way to make a neutral is to go ahead and use the opposite colors. So opposite of the blue will be like a reddish orange. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of my two reds, which is Pyro Scarlet and Quin Magenta, and that's a little purple. And then opposite purple on the color wheel is gold. So I'm going to go ahead and put some gold. And guess what? We have a beautiful sky color. Now, also, I'm going to go ahead and mix up our green shade back again, because here's our lovely green. And then our lovely quinacridone gold. So here's our colors so far. I love how that looks. Now, we're going to want this to really pop. So what we're going to do after we finish this roof, and I am going to go ahead and just very mindfully, going slow, filling this in. Because I have to admit, I am very excited. My boy is home for the few days, and I think he's staying through the eclipse, which I am really, really excited about. So, and then we're going to go ahead and take a line through here. I'm really hoping he can make a surprise appearance. He's such a sweetheart. He's a good boy. Now I'm going to try to get this a little bit darker in here. And it's slightly changing the color. So I'm going to go ahead and take some more of our red color, because we just want to make sure it's pretty dark, because it is a roof. And I actually like that a little bit better. I'm so used to using ultramarine and burnt sienna, right? That this is just kind of nice to make a different neutral. And then once again, taking it up through there. If you hear them in the background, you'll have to excuse that, but you never know what them boys are doing. Especially the three of them together, my goodness. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put our chimney in. But that's a little bit too much water, and if you get too much water, you just kind of want to dab it off. And that, we're going to leave the rest of that alone. So now we're going to go on and fill in our bushes. And we're going to take some of that quinacridone gold. And we're going to fill these all in. Okay, beautiful. And then trying to be mindful of the roof. I probably should have let this dry more, but you guys, I'm excited about my boy being here. So, gonna have to excuse me today on that. So that spilled over, but we should be able to fix it. But taking this down, my boyfriend and my two boys, we're going to be watching Oppenheimer tonight. We're a little late to the game on that, but that's okay. So we're going to have a movie night as such. And I am really looking forward to that. And I love how this looks so far. But we are not done. So while we let that dry, we're going to go ahead now and And I am gonna use, if I can find it, okay guys, I just realized some of this was out of frame, so I hope it wasn't like that the whole time. And if it was, I greatly apologize. Trying to get used to this new ring light, like I said. But I am going to take this Pentel brush pen that I enjoy so much. And I am going to fill in the windows. Like so. And the door. And then what we're going to do is, once these bushes are dry, I want to put another coat, but a little bit darker, mixed with some of that red we use to try to make like an orange color, because that red, that yellowish orange is really going to pop against that color of sky we have used. I'm loving this brush pen. If you guys haven't got one already, highly recommend it. It works out very nice. Okay. And then I'm taking the little tip of this and then lightly coming down. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. And then taking it over here as well. And I love that. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a smaller brush. I am going to use my Princeton Velvet Touch size 4 round. And I am going to take some of this quinacridone gold. And as you can see, it's a little bit more yellow because I do not have none of that green in my brush. So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of dabbing it on. Because the color we have underneath is just kind of like a undercoating. Now you want to leave some spaces if possible. And I'm really hoping this footage is okay, guys. Because it's a little different angle than what I had using my other light. And I went over the line, but that's okay. Like I said, we're in a sketchbook. But you just kind of want to dab your brush around. And then we're going to do one more coat. And that last coat is what's really going to make this pop. So taking this quinacridone gold once again. And using kind of like a milk consistency. And what you kind of want to do is have your brush dance around like it's dancing on the paper. You know. And letting the water do the trick. And as you can see, this is really going to start coming together. Especially once we get that last coat on. We're going to make this pop. Okay. And then so the last thing we're going to do is I want to take just a little bit of this magenta color and put it in. So as you can see, it's a little bit orangier. And we're just going to put it on, you can pick a side however you want. I'm picking this side. And with this still being a little bit wet, and if not, it's okay. We're just let your brush dance across the paper. And then once again, and I love it when it's wet because watercolor is lazy. It just kind of goes where it's wet, and it does all the blending in for you and making sure it's not just some random, here's, line. So we're going to come back and kind of fix that a little bit. Yeah. And then once again on this last one. And I absolutely love how this is turned out. So if you guys like what you've seen, please hit the like. It really does help YouTube and let them know, YouTube know that my videos are worth watching. I'm going to go ahead and brighten that up. And you can go back over this as many times as you want, depending on how bright you want it. But I think I'm going to call that done. Like I said, my boy is here. And then the only other thing I can think of is I kind of want to put like a shadow color there. And then up underneath the roofs, there would be a shadow. And then underneath the windows. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.